What's up, everybody? The day has finally arrived. I've been teasing this review of the Springfield 2020 Waypoint for like a couple months now. I bought the very first copy of the Springfield 2020 Waypoint that I saw hit the auction sites because I wanted to have early information for you guys on this consequential hunting rifle. But it has been tough to get ammo through the gun. I finally have shot it so much now. We did a competition with it. I've taken this thing apart down to the last bolt to really understand it. I'm excited to share with you what I found. So when this gun was announced, Springfield, being that this is their really first bolt-action hunting rifle to come out, they said that they were going to promise a .75 MOA guarantee. And when I heard that, honestly, it just gets the eye roll from me. It's like, yeah, whatever. And so when I see somebody say, oh, we have a .75 MOA guarantee, I'm like, yeah, right. I was surprised shooting it though. So these are not cherry-picked examples. This is just me going out and shooting. This is 4 different loads. This is what it can do. 0.661. 0.736. 0.991, 0.578, and 0.776. That is dang impressive. I only found one load that the gun just didn't like, and that was the Barnes Match 140 grain OT ballistic tip ammunition, and it was shooting just a little bit over an inch. That's the only group I could get over an inch, was the load that it just didn't happen to like. Everything else was under an inch. It was very impressive. For a gun in this price range, bolt-action hunting rifle, very, very impressive. My 12-year-old son, Ruger, who you saw in the last video, we went to a competition and he was intending to shoot that Savage 110 Ultralight. His gun pooped out on him. By the way, I've got an update coming on that. I followed all you guys' suggestions. And so he ended up shooting this in the competition. So I didn't shoot, but it kind of made it more fun anyway, just to watch my boys. And he really did well. He made some hits out to 550 yards with the Springfield 2020 Waypoint. I took it out at the range out to 1,000 yards, and it's just bing, bing. It's, love it. Absolutely great. I've tried 3 different types of factory ammo with it, plus several different hand loads, and it seems to like it. With the load that I used in the competition was 41.3 grains of H4350, 143 grain ELDX, and it was shooting that at 2,677 feet per second. So that's accuracy. You just can't fault the thing. A lot of the firearms in this price range even are still using old school sporter stocks with very horizontal grips. They're rounded at the front here. This stock is meant for precision. This is what everybody wants to shoot these days. Unless you're, standing up shooting handheld, the sporter stock is great. But for the type of hunting that most people are doing these days, you want a more modern stock design with a vertical grip here, a high comb, and a flat forend. So this stock actually comes from AG Composites. This is their Alpine Hunter stock. You can order this if you're building a custom rifle. The Alpine Hunter is their most popular stock, and I can see why. The geometry on this stock is mwah! I just absolutely love it. As soon as you sit down to shoot this thing the first time, you're like, oh yeah, that's how you want a stock to feel. It's really very, very well done. It's a lightweight, averaging around 31 ounces carbon fiber stock. This stock itself is expensive, and we're going to talk about the price of this gun too. Kind of very interesting. And it looks cool. I think they did a decent job with the paint job on this stuff. By the way, I'm sorry, I don't mean to call anybody out, but Gunworks, you guys made this Skunkworks rifle that's super lightweight called the Cut. Cool project. I was interested to hear about it. But have you guys seen an uglier gun in your whole life? All right, so the stock, definite win. The barrel, this is a BSF carbon fiber wrapped barrel. It's fluted underneath, obviously steel on the inside of the carbon fiber, and that's fluted in addition to the carbon fiber wrapped around it for rigidity. And so it's supposed to dissipate heat very well. I did see one review of this gun where they said they had issues with the gun not shooting very accurately when it heated up. I didn't see that at all. I tried to shoot this thing real hot to see, and I just had no issues whatsoever. It has a nice fluted bolt to really bring down the weight with a carbon barrel, carbon stock, fluted bolt here. The weight of this gun is 6 pounds and 12 ounces, but it depends on your configuration, which we're going to talk about. If you get the adjustable stock, it's going to add about 12 ounces, and you can add you can lose about 3 ounces by just choosing a direct mount ring instead of adding a pick rail here as well. So let me just say it straight out. This gun is absolutely fabulous. Honestly, if I had ordered this from a gunsmith to build a custom rifle and this is what came back, I'd be pretty happy. It's a really well done gun. There's just not a lot to complain about. When it's that accurate, has an excellent stock, the action cycles perfectly. I mean, I've never had anything hang up at all. There's just nothing to complain about on this gun except the price and the chamberings. So let's talk price. All right, I gotta get my laptop for this portion to give you the numbers. So the MSRP in general for the Springfield 2020 Waypoint is $1,699. Now that's not the street price, and so far, even though this is a hot commodity brand new gun, I'm seeing street prices lower than the MSRPs here. But the MSRP standard is $1,699, but that's with a steel barrel and a non-adjustable stock. I really think this gun wants to be with a carbon barrel, but they're charging quite a premium for that. Basically, you're going to add $125 and 12 ounces for the adjustable stock and $575 on that to get the carbon barrel. I really feel like they're charging a lot for that carbon barrel, but the street prices are lower. I got this gun with a carbon barrel and the non-adjusting stock for $1,899. That's actually an incredible deal for what this is. I'm very impressed for that price given what it is. That sounds expensive, and I know there's going to be a comment that says like, why am I even watching this? I don't have that much money. I get it. I've not always been able to spend that kind of money on a hunting rifle. But I do want to kind of clarify why I really think this kind of gun is totally worth that price and actually a bargain, honestly. So let's say you were to build this yourself. Well, you go get an AG Alpine stock with QD flush cups, M-lock, and a paint job. That's $714 right there. Then you buy a BSF carbon fiber barrel. Well, that's $649. Then you get a TriggerTech field trigger, Remington 700 short. That's $150. Then you get a Magpul AICS magazine, $34.95. These are the exact brands of what's in the gun. So you've already spent $1,548, and this is going to come with the beefiest muzzle brake I've ever seen. Let's see if I can get this to focus on a hunting rifle like this. That thing's heavy. You can knock somebody out with that thing. Plus the action, bottom metal, and labor. So really, the price of this gun, like you couldn't build this gun cheaper even if you did it yourself. It's really a very nice thing, and the pieces they've put in it, like, yeah, I would order that on a custom rifle. It's really cool. So now let's talk about the competition. And as we compare this to the competition, I'm going to look at it in this configuration. Non-adjustable stock. And the reason that I think we should look at this with a non-adjusting stock is you just don't need the adjusting stock in this rifle. I always want the adjustable stock. I want to get it fitted perfectly. But this stock is so well designed that honestly, I have to kind of smash my face in there a little extra to be able to see down through the scope, and that's with low rings. I probably should jump up to medium rings, and I'm still going to get an excellent cheek weld. The stock is perfect for getting a good cheek weld, and so I don't really feel like you need the adjustable stock, and so save yourself 12 ounces and a couple $100 and stick with this. So that's the configuration. I also am going to talk about this with the carbon barrel. I mean, a steel barrel would be great too, and it'll save you a couple $100. It'll save you $300 or $400 probably on street prices. But I feel like this kind of gun, it really just should be shot with carbon barrel. Okay, so let's compare that to the competition out there. So there's the Christensen Ridgeline, which a lot of you guys have asked me to review. I don't think I'm gonna buy one, honestly. I've looked at it 100 different times in the store. I just know it's not gonna be a rifle that I personally am gonna like. It's, again, that old school style stock. I have another Christensen rifle that I am not at all impressed with the build quality or the quality control of, and so it's just it's gonna be hard to convince me to spend $2 grand on that review. I don't think that's a gun that I'm personally gonna like, and that's a $1,900 gun. I would way rather have this than a Christensen Ridgeline. Fierce, I really like Fierce. I have a Fierce rifle and it's great. But Fierce is charging $26.65 for the Carbon Rival or $28.95 for a Carbon Fury. And honestly, I'd rather have this gun. I like the stock is so nice on this gun that I think I would pick this over the Fierce. Even though Fierce does make a very good rifle, I like mine for sure. Another option in the same price point would be the Browning X-Bolt Pro. I've done a review of that. I've owned one in the past before. It's a very good gun. I love the X-Bolt action. It's very reliable, but the accuracy wasn't this good. The stock wasn't this good. I just think this is just a better built gun. And so really, when I look at guns in the $1,600 to $2,500 price range, this destroys them all as far as I'm concerned. I would rather have this than any other rifle in that kind of price range. They really have done something very impressive to bring a true semi-custom rifle at a very approachable price if you're looking for that kind of rifle. If you're not, and you're only looking at a $750 Tikka, boy, you're gonna get 90% there. But if you wanna step it up, you wanna shoot true long range, you wanna do more precision shooting, and you have the money to invest, I love this gun. The only regret I have about buying this gun is I bought it in 6.5 Creedmoor because that was the first one that was available. How I wish I had bought this in 6.5 PRC. To me, 6.5 PRC is just a much more usable cartridge for, for hunting certainly. It's a little increase in recoil, certainly nothing that's going to deter me. And for competition, like I shot the NRL Hunter match, tried to. I watched my boys shoot the NRL Hunter match. And boy, as I watched that competition, I kept thinking, 6.5 PRC would just be sweet out here. It just gives you a little bit more latitude with the wind, a little bit better drop performance, better trajectory. I think 6.5 PRC would just be perfect for that kind of shooting. And so I do wish I had got it. The other complaint I have for Springfield is we gotta see more chamberings. I hate it when I keep seeing guns coming out that are just 6.5 Creedmoor, maybe a 6.5 PRC and a 308. The Sig Cross that did the same thing. It's just not enough chamberings to make a real push into the industry. Now I get that they want to make their product lines, streamlined, right? Well, then don't offer it in an adjustable and non-adjustable. Don't offer it in two different types of camo. Don't offer it in a steel barrel and a carbon barrel. Let's bring things together. We'll get some economies of scale to drive down the price a little bit, and let's offer it in more chamberings, because there's a big difference between a 7 SAUM, which if they made this in 7 SAUM, I would buy it immediately I would buy that in 7 SOM. Just some different chamberings that I think would make the offering more compelling. So that's my review of the Springfield 2020 Waypoint. Thanks everybody for your support of Backfire, and we'll see you in the next video.